So you want to know how to patch drywall? Save this post. I'm going to tell you all the ways to patch drywall from tiny to, oh no, what did I do? Let's start with the easiest one, nail holes or screw holes. Get yourself some lightweight spackle. This is my absolute favorite. Get a little putty knife and just fill in those holes. Let it dry and then paint over it. Next, I removed some tile from my wall, so I needed to match the texture. I headed to Home Depot where they have wall texture. Make sure you look at the image and match what your wall has. Then head back home and go ahead and test your texture on some cardboard first, and then head over to your wall and begin adding the texture to it. If you mess up, that's okay. You can just scrape it off and spray some more. Perfect. Clean off the counter, wait 5 minutes, and then grab your knife and rub it parallel for that knockdown texture. You'll see it's kind of bubbly, but the paint will make that go away. After it is fully dried, you want to make sure that you prime these walls so that your paint adheres properly. After you prime, go ahead and paint, and then you will see it matches pretty darn good. Next up, we have a big hole. Grab a 2x4 or a 1x4, put that behind the wall. I made this hole because I was moving electrical, so I still had the original drywall piece. I screwed in that 1x4, then put in the original drywall, screwed that in, and then we will get to repairing that in just a moment. I have another hole that is too big for drywall tape, but too small for a piece of wood, so let me show you how I repaired this. We're gonna make what's called a California drywall patch. Home Depot does sell small sheets of drywall for smaller repairs, so go grab yourself some. Make some tick marks on how big that opening is of that hole, about 1 inch in on the corner of the drywall. Then you're going to score the lines. You're not going to cut deep. You can't really cut deep anyways. So score all of the lines first. I did flip it over and score the outer lines as well. So I'm cutting this corner of drywall out, and then I will score the inner lines. I used a rubber mallet to gently tap and remove my corner, and then I will flip it over. I will now score the inner lines, and at this point I will now break off the edges. Do not break off the center. This is how you are making your patch. We're breaking off the edges and all of the little pieces. Then we will put it up against our wall, and we will put it in the hole, and it is a perfect patch. Now let's grab our joint compound, our drywall tape, and our knife. Let's add the joint compound first to the cracks. We're going to do this before we tape because this will allow the tape to stick. Once you have all the joint compound, put your patch on the wall. It is sticking to that joint compound. Then you're going to grab your drywall tape and place it on all of the cracks. After you tape your cracks, grab some more joint compound and rub that over the tape. At this point, you can just go ahead and let it dry. If you are repairing your wall, this is when you're going to let it dry. The next day you'll come back, sand, and add another layer of joint compound until the drywall tape is gone. And then you can add some wall texture and paint. For our last drywall repair, I had a hole that was too big for spackle, too small for a California patch, so I just did some joint compound, some drywall tape, added some more joint compound. You can come back later and add a second layer of joint compound if you are keeping it as a regular wall. I was tiling, so at this point, I am done. If you enjoyed this tutorial, follow for more DIY tips, tricks, and tutorials. Have a great day.